Coming up on February 1st at the T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, David Morrell will be facing David Benavidez for the unified WBA and WBC Interim World Light Heavyweight Championship. This bout is a highly anticipated bout, serving as a supposed title eliminator for the next contender who will face Benavidez as the undisputed champion. The result of this fight will give out a contender which is able to fight either Benavidez or Bivol, in light that one of them is victorious in their second fight. Let's get started. Currently, David Benavidez has a record of 29 wins, 0 losses, and 0 draws. He has 24 knockouts out of 29 wins with an 82% knockout ratio. He currently is 6'2" with a reach of 189 centimeters, and his most recent fight was a victory over Alexander Gvozdyk in June 15th of this year. Then there is David Morrell, who currently has a record of 11 wins, 0 losses, and 0 draws, with 9 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He is 6'1" with a reach of 199 centimeters, which is 10 centimeters higher than Benavidez, but he's 1 inch shorter than Benavidez. So the shorter fighter has a reach advantage in such a case as this one. Now, this fight is an interesting one. It is between two power punchers who both came up from super middleweight in the light that Canelo did not fight them. Both of them wanted a fight with Canelo, and both were considered respectively the top 2 and top 3 fighters of the super middleweight division. Respectively, this is shown in the light heavyweight division, where they are considered the top 3 and top 4 fighters, with Bivol and Beterbiev being the top 2. This fight is one that I've been waiting for a very long time. I felt that if Benavidez was to fight Morrell originally, he would truly have a claim to fight Canelo. Now, Benavidez did fight Plant, and that fight actually made him deserving of the Canelo bout, but a fight between Morrell probably would have served a similar purpose. Now, they fight together at the light heavyweight division in the hopes of either trying to fight Bivol or Beterbiev in the future. Now, this fight is interesting in that Morrell and Benavidez both are power punchers. Morrell only has a total of 11 fights, while Benavidez has a total of 29 fights. I think already Benavidez has a great experience advantage over Morrell. Many of the critiques of Morrell coming into this fight is that he is not a seasoned enough opponent to fight Benavidez. Benavidez, likewise, has already become the WBC world champion at super middleweight, beating Anthony Durrell. Morrell has not fought any world champion and has solely begotten the WBA interim title at super middleweight and likewise at light heavyweight. Morrell's best win comes in his most recent fight against Radjivoje Kalsvik. Now, he won that fight pretty convincingly, but he did show that there was signs of trouble when he fought a fighter who had a much better defense than many of his previous opponents. Morrell's most recent fight shows to me that he's actually not ready for Benavidez. Benavidez has fought Alexander Gvozdyk, Caleb Plant, Demetrius Andrade, and Anthony Durrell. And those fighters alone outshine Morrell's record by tenfold. I do not see how Morrell will be able to win this fight solely on the notion of his experience. Likewise, if this is true, Benavidez doesn't have the worst chin, but he has been dropped before. So there may be some counteractive measures that Morrell could take with his power against Benavidez. And considering that Morrell has a 10 centimeter reach advantage over Benavidez, Morrell may have certain advantages physically in this fight against Benavidez. Their heights respectively won't have too much of an effect, but considering that Morrell's reach is much greater, Morrell will have a physical advantage overall. Now, when talking about speed, there's a question that lays in big advantage with Benavidez. Benavidez is known for having one of the fastest hands in boxing in this era of boxing overall. Benavidez has had some highlight reel knockouts where he used his superior hand speed to knock out opponents. So I believe that Benavidez's hand speed will play a large role in the outcome of this fight. Now, another area in which Benavidez benefits highly, partly based on his experience, is the mode of defense. Morrell shows that his defense is subpar compared to Benavidez, and I believe that Benavidez will easily be able to catch Morrell many times, as Morrell is more of a front foot fighter who has not really fought any opponents that had an outstanding defense at all. And so this prediction, I believe, is actually a pretty easy one and not a very complicated fight for Benavidez. I believe that Benavidez's promise about breaking Morrell's mouth might occur in this fight, and I'm predicting officially a 10th or 11th round stoppage for Benavidez. This is Zachary Cloutier at ringside. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I'll see you next time.